What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk about SoFi. I want to talk on why right now is an amazing time to buy in, and despite the huge sell-off that's been happening, there is a lot of signs that we are at the bottom and that we are at a substantial discount. So I'm going to go through all that with you, and at the end tie it all together with some technical analysis. But before I get into any of that, all I ask, smash a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, I do daily videos on trending stocks, crypto, I do it all. So make sure you do subscribe. Also take a look at my Discord, link in the description below. A lot of good people, free chat, and with that, let's get right to it. So looking at the intraday chart, very impressive bounce as with a lot of other growth stocks, but the real question is, you can tell that there is some hesitation that is going on within the market. Will these gains last? So I'm going to go through all that with you. As you can see on the live ticker to my left, it is currently up roughly about 3.5%, 20.7 million shares being traded within the first hour and a half. So today is going to be a very heavy volume day. Average volume, you can see 44 million. But once again, another very heavy day for institutional purchasing. So you can see 3.3 million shares being purchased within the first hour and a half of the trading day, and you can tell that based on the block volume. So despite everything, at the end of the day, this is a great time to buy in because you can tell a lot of institutions have been backing up the bus more recently over the last couple of weeks. Definitely shows that we are at a substantial discount, and more so keeping in line with institutions and hedge funds purchasing SoFi. You can see that the latest round of 13Fs, there has been not too many because right now is kind of the tail end of ETF season, but over the next couple of weeks we are going to start getting a lot more institutions than hedge funds. We'll see ultimately what they did in Q1 of 2022, but when it comes down to it, I do strongly feel that this in itself definitely shows that we are at a substantial discount. So looking just at the average share price, not necessarily of what they actually have done, for instance here closing out 37%, but looking just at the average share price, you can see 18, 15, and obviously high 15s. There's a lot of institutions that did find significant value at these prices, and I do strongly feel that right now we should be hands down at the $15 mark. So the fact that we're actually at $8.15 is mind-boggling, and unfortunately it just had a lot of momentum, especially post earnings. We had a very good earnings, and then this came out, so Bank of America ultimately just killed the momentum for SoFi, saying that ultimately the charter news and everything was already reflected into the price, which I do strongly disagree with. But besides that, there is a good reason why you definitely need to watch for. There's going to be a lot of momentum kind of leading up to next week, because next week Bank of America, again, Bank of America comes back into play. They are doing a 2021 Electronics Payment Symposium, which SoFi is going to participate in. This in reality is a very big deal. SoFi is going to be among the other big players in the game, and it does look like a very well-versed symposium. Ultimately, it's going to be a lot of panels and things like that, but SoFi participating in this and being asked to join in this is, in my opinion, a big deal, especially considering it's being hosted by Bank of America. Again, going back to this, not really the biggest fan. Clearly, they find SoFi a big threat, as do a lot of other shorts. So keeping in mind with that, I'm just going to go over the short information. So right now it's 18.19, so which is mind-boggling, and right now it is up roughly about 14% from 1 week prior. Utilization is still 100%, so utilization shows 100% of the available shares. Too short are currently out. And if you ever have any questions about anything I say as far as stats, feel free to leave a comment and ask your question. I will be more than happy to describe exactly what utilization is, cost to borrow, or whatever floats your boat. But day by day change, you can see it is actually up 3.09%, which works out to be 7.74 million shares being additionally shorted. And cost to borrow has gone down quite a lot, so 2.9%. So overall, it's not too costly for shorts to maintain their position. But one thing as well, it has gone back to this. It kind of deviated a little bit yesterday, but this hands down is proof of manipulation. Cost to borrow minimum is negative 0.03. So at the end of the day, there is brokers out there that is physically paying people to short SoFi. So that is, again, complete manipulation in my opinion, because these brokers and institutions that allow people to short are the same ones that do find SoFi as a big threat. So I do find this in among itself is a catalyst and a reason why you need to buy, because short interest going up as much as it is, especially considering SoFi can only go so low. We, in my opinion, are well below our intrinsic value. This is going to become a very big value play, and when the market does rebound, which I do strongly feel we are very close to, SoFi is going to burn all of these these shorts, especially those that are actually offering and paying people to short SoFi. So I find this very interesting and a huge reason why, in my opinion, you need to buy, because out of everything, especially SoFi is a smoking gun. It can easily do and have a very good catalyst that just comes up at any moment and cause the shorts to close out the position. So it could be hypothetically a pretty good squeeze. And just going through the options activity today, $1.63 million worth of options being done today, with 72% of them being positive. And overall, all last week, again, 72% was all positive, with $16.1 million worth of options being done. So this, I do strongly feel, is a very bullish signal. And I've been saying this for quite some time. I honestly see SoFi as a huge deal, and you can tell that based on the options activity, because I do like to go over the short activity. Options activity kind of shows you the underlying sentiment of what a lot of people do feel. So seeing that options are at 72% today, and not only that, big money is ultimately getting into SoFi, I strongly feel that that is hands down a very good reason why you need to buy. In addition to the symposium that is coming up, and especially the huge amount of institutions that are always getting into SoFi, huge reasons why you need to buy. But keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. And one final thing I want to bring to your attention is more so the technicals, and we are getting on the technical front to a very pivotal point. So right now I have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So momentum number of buyers have been going up pretty steadily, so I really do like that. Stochastic, there is no defined trend right now, but we are at 8, which is extremely oversold. Even RSI is extremely oversold at 32. And the reason why I have RSI stochastic on there is typically a lot of algorithms from institutions and hedge funds use those two indicators for buying opportunities. So when RSI does get around 30 and stochastic does get below 20, that's when a lot of the algorithms kick in and start buying. And that's probably why you've been able to see on the block volume column so much purchasing from institutions and hedge funds. So even right now, 3.7 million, and I'm sure you can see that as it's been going up while I've been doing this video. So a lot of positives about that regard, and I do strongly feel a lot of retail investors just need to catch on to exactly what institutions are doing and just have a little bit more longer term of a time frame. Don't worry so much about the short term noise. This is a screaming deal right now, and even if it does hypothetically drop a little bit more, hands down, 6 months from now, this is going to be well above this price. And this is just, again, my own recommendation and my own opinion. But like I said, we are getting to a very pivotal point. More specifically on the Fibonacci, $8.35, which is the S2, we are flirting with that right now. So you can see we did have a high of $8.29. So we did actually fail to get over the S2. This is a very pivotal point. In reality, most likely we will be trading between S3 and S2, but still, given the circumstances, I don't see much more downside, especially considering we are trading well below our intrinsic value. So this is why I feel with all the bullish signals, I feel right now is a great time to buy in. Again, it might not necessarily be the bottom, but still it is going to be a great average if you are just buying into SoFi for the first time, or this might be a great time to buy in as far as averaging down as well. But with all that said, let me know your thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. If you haven't already, smash a thumbs up and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With all that said, appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.